Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash, double honor to our apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. All right, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing truth and sincerity. All right, we love you, appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, shalom to y'all. It's your brother Dabadad from the great millstone camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. All right, who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is, or he exists, or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is, or he exists. Salakia. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is he is, or he exists, or he to be. And who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior, or he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. Okay, you would not find black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible, so you got to figure out who you are. All right, and figure out who you are, because certain people in the Bible was given the promises, the glory, the covenant, and promised salvation. So you gotta figure out who you are. If you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, well, then there's a good possibility that you could be a Hebrew Israelite as well. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew is Yasharallah, meaning he is a prince of the power. Matthew chapter 24. And because I know we're doing a part 2 here. All right, let's go to where it says perilous times here. It says, this is verse 15. It says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains. All right, now we know that, they were, prophesied, I'm saying, that, it's going to be a fleeing in Israel, right? And we're going to be scattered, and, it's going to be, certain turmoils and destruction coming for us, right? So we were told to leave, but this is really kind of twofold, is pertaining to the times that we're in now, man. Some of us are going to have to go. Some of us are going to have to flee. Some of us are going to have to run. Because Daniel was prophesying and whatnot, but this is talking about now too. But we're living today, so we're worrying about the times that we're in now, right? So it says, let him which is on the housetop not come down and take anything of his house. We're not gonna have time to do that. All right, it says, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Right? So it's gonna be it's gonna be a leaving in haste, right? You see, you're not gonna have time to go back and get your victuals, your goodly things, your Jordans. You don't have the time to go back and get your goddamn, Jean Gaultier fucking cologne and shit. You don't have time for that shit, man. You see, PS5 and shit. Goddamn 75-inch flat screen TV that people go nuts for during Black Friday and shit. Which now TVs are extremely cheap now, so it doesn't even matter. But there's people used to go sick for that stuff, man. And I look at them looking stupid. You see? It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And you women, man, you see? You women. You talk all this shit, you pop all this shit about off, man. You got big, loud mouths. But you forget, I don't need no man. You're a lot of y'all got, you're single mothers. It says, woe to them that get suck in those days. Woe means death and destruction. You see? So what kind of times do you think is going to be coming for you in the days when you got a bunch of children running around? You got 6, 7 kids, and they all toddlers, you know, teenagers or preteens and toddlers. They can't take care of themselves, and you can't take care of them all. You see? I don't care if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't care how many you got. You know? So you're going to be all set in those days, man. You know? It's not good. It has an exclamation point at that. And to them that get stuck in those days, it's serious, man. It says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Yeah, because you weren't supposed to be working on the Sabbath day. So you weren't supposed to be running, none of that. You know? Pretty much, you know, be led to the slaughter, man. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. You see? So this is speaking about this time. Because when you read Daniel chapter 12, like, right, because he reiterated Daniel, it tells you that. Daniel's 12:1. It says the time of the end too. See? Isn't at that time, the end time, shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, the end of the world, Esau's world, there was a nation even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And you know, we haven't come to that time because nobody was delivered. Nobody was delivered yet, or that people and droves weren't delivered yet. You had like a few men, right? But you know, not according to the number of which you said it will be. That hasn't happened yet. Remember, and at the end, you know, there won't be war anymore. You know, nation shall not lift up sword again. Verse 22 says, and except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And you see, so the evil times that we're coming in, they're only going to be shortened for the elect's sake. You know, and he's saying that during that time, you know, well, shit, before that time, you see, you know, I mean, they talk about global warming and shit, but, you know, it's mainly because a lot of the other things going on in the world that Esau creates is the reason why no flesh shall be saved. You know what I'm saying? Like, he pollutes the hell out of the air. He pollutes the hell out of the water. He pollutes the hell out of the food. There's chemicals inside everything. He wants to put chemicals inside everybody's body using instruments. So, yeah, no flesh shall be saved, man. Everybody's going to have cancer and autism and all these man-made diseases because of this devil, man. You see? But we'll continue on for now. So those days are only going to be shortened for the elect's sake, or else nobody would be saved. Even him, he's even going to hurt himself, man. He's even going to kill himself. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is a Mashiach, or there, believe it not, for there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But it says if it were possible, so it's not possible. All right. When you read 2 Corinthians, I believe it's 2 Corinthians 2:11. But let's go get it and not chop it up. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see? So you can't deceive the elect, man. You see? It's like it. All right, verse Matthew 24:25 says, "Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers. Believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the son of the coming of the Son of Man be." He's gonna come from the east, by the way. Right over there in Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, the Lord's judgment, man. Harmageddon, mountain of troops. You see, World War III, man. You see, he's gonna be over there fighting. Then he'll come over and destroy parts of America along with those missiles, man. Except for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. And that's gonna be here in America. It's gonna be over in the Middle East, right? It's gonna be lots of dead and whatnot, but it's also gonna be lots of dead here too, man. And those carcasses, those birds are gonna be eating those dead soldiers, and whatnot. But they also gonna be, but they're gonna be over here too, man. But they're gonna be over there in the Middle East eating those dead soldiers and whatnot, man. But Lord willing, he was edified. I want to end it off by giving praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash, the honors of our apostles, elders, the great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the whole for light and shalom.